Hey, 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 Counter Spellions, what's up? I hope you guys are doing good. Please? Yeah, I think RedOneArt, you're doing good, right?
Yes, I'm actually quite good. I'm a little bit... I was having a little bit of a cold a few days ago, but
Oh, no.
I'm doing fine now again.
Yeah, what do you think about the word Counter Spellions? Is that how we should refer to the people in the Discord, or customers, or... I have no clue. It's a bit of a debate.
I heard you. I heard you saying it. It actually sounds really nice. So.
Yeah, I just came up with it on a ride to the car, like car ride, and it just popped into my mind. Like, what if we start our streams with Counter Spellions, even though this is TTRPG Art Talks, because you're going to the Counterspell Discord and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think for the people who are joining our Discord or like have some context with their social medias, understand the Counter Spellions, but in the new ones they will get used to it.
Yeah, they gotta get used to this. A bit of a thing. But such is life. Life is a thing. It's a whole happening, that's for sure.
Oh yes, it is.
Indeed. Oh, I cannot wait for Kazzira. Like, I know this is part 3 and it's a mystery, but maybe, depending on how far we can get, because I want to go for a complete character art picture as you would paste it in a book, in a D&D book. That's the entire goal with Kazzira.
Nice.
At this point, I wanted to get her. You know, I really want to get into the mood of actually finishing a piece. My word. I know rendering takes a long time, but we found a bit of a loopity-loop. So granted, we got into that corner, which is nice. But still, there's a whole lot of rendering that awaits her. And I love the way, by the way, how we come up with little things about her character, about her being like she's becoming a main character. Oh man, I would love a story about Kazzira actually at this point, like an entire one-shot or a quest, because I don't think I'm allowed to say one-shot anymore. There's what was it again? Someone had something on it. They took license on the one-shot term. Can't sell one-shots no more. Or have I been mistaken?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't heard about it. If it's that, then it's shocking news for me.
Yeah, I've been carefully wording my words around because, well.
If that's the case,
I could be entirely wrong because it's hearsay that I heard from someone who, my beloved, who's sitting downstairs.
He has some intel sometimes, so...
Yeah, because of the Duchies and Dragons shop that he's partaking in with his bestie. Yes. Awesome website, by the way. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you're looking for some new dice. I do.
Oh, they have such a beautiful dice.
Yes. Ooh, maybe in the future, because I did promise, like, maybe we can do a stream or two for them. We could do a giveaway. But this isn't the homebrewery thought in my mind. It just pops up random idea, and I probably listen back to this stupid idea on YouTube. Like, yeah, you're promising things. Well, actually, no, I'm not promising jack. I'm just having an idea. So I'm brainstorming this. People on YouTube will hear about it, yay or nay.
Yeah, we can do something like that in like a future with a milestone if we want to. That's actually quite nice.
There is a certain list that I have that I want to see done. It's a list I can work on whenever, wherever, and maybe when I'm working on one of these list items, we could perhaps negotiate for, I want to give some dice away to viewers or people who are part of the Counter Spellion community.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. It's always nice to get goodies.
Indeed. Yeah, sometimes it's really nice to get a present like that for any loyal followers.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, let's start.
Oh, I didn't even just slipped into our conversation. Well. This is where we left off last time with Kazzira, and
She's so badass.
She's a badass. I might want to have today look at the arm and work on the mace that she's holding.
Mm-hmm.
Before we gonna do all of that, I'm gonna go back to at the beginning, or at least the very end of our first session. People can remember this image.
People who are new there. Yeah.
Heck yeah. So this is where we all started out, having a sketch and going wild with ideas of this huntress, this badass blood-drenched. Yep, a foe to defeat. Toward the AI art machine, and we hauled her through the art machine, and particularly mentioned that we're looking for a female knight clad in dark armor, and this was the result. Nice, but a little bit awkward. Like split helmet case over here. It's a bit of a samurai helmet design. I really liked it. It's like, oh, that's so super cool. A couple of things didn't make much sense. So we started the puzzle, and skipping a couple of steps, puzzle some more, puzzle even more. Like there's some dramatic changes right over here, like, and to add a horn, or perhaps more of that. And then we got the idea of Sauron, and kind of had a joke. Then there was an idea about someone's armor melting during a battle with a black dragon. Acid. And she liked the armor so much she just kept it, I guess. That was a thing, like this acid breath.
Mm-hmm.
So acid breath survivor. And coming to think of this idea that RedOneArt came up with, wouldn't her face be damaged too?
Oh, that's a good
I think
take.
Not only her hair, but her face. She'd be wearing battle scars. The prettiest of all.
Yeah, I think for her it's like a victory. Like some people are doing like the tooth around, like necklace around their neck, of course, but she's wearing their scars as a trophy.
Yeah, she doesn't go to a healer to get rid of these scars. With all the opportunities that she has, no, she keeps them. And even if it comes with some liability, like perhaps arm or fingers won't move the way they should, she would still wear that scar with pride and be proud of her achievements for having survived a acid breath attack. Full face, like face on. That's like, it's amazing. So I also named the layers over here, kind of put numbers, slap numbers on them. Let's get started. I'm gonna twist the camera. Flip. Start with that. And now I'm beginning to see some of the error of last time. Sometimes that's just advice in general. You have to take a little bit of a break from your drawing, from your art piece, from your painting, from your little clay figurine that you're working on, to let it sit to the side for perhaps a couple of days or maybe a few hours. Then look at it from a different angle to discover the faults in your stars. And then work on them. If you wanna. And sometimes you just, think they're absolute keepers, and you do you. I think I made some mistakes. Based. I always do. And that's okay. This arm is... like, the pose has something. It has something very daunting. I think the shoulder should be back a bit. Now comes the funny part. I'm gonna go select up from the elbow, or at least I imagine the elbow to be here somewhere. I'm not really caring much about the mace. I can always correct it later on.
Yes, I think that's the most easiest part.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we're gonna cut this one out and paste it I'm gonna call this layer mace. And later on, I'll bring everything back to a single layer, and then I paint over it again, because sometimes I have a bit of a hunch it's my own undoing. If I work in separate layers, you can still see the separate layering. It's a bit of a thing. Like with some artists, I can definitely tell they work in different layers. Hence the reason I'm trying to work on one layer as the final result. So it's okay to work in multiple layers. But for me, I always like to take things and bring them back to that single layer and then work on top of that again. Elbow behind her, there. Maybe more broad-shouldered, like she's holding her arms out wide. And as for Lost Fire Dragon, you have a question. What is the pro and con of layers in your perspective? I think I just explained them. Or at least a part of what I think. The pros are definitely that you can work the way I do right now without affecting the entire layer that you are working with. So the main layer, like the whole body. If you want an arm, or you want a shield, or a helmet, you can twist and turn. That's a definite pro. And to me, a con would be like if I okay, I want the hand right over there. Just gonna go here, and I continue on this separate layer here for a while. Let's say I'll just continue the entire art piece over here. And I were to work on this one again, but I'd forget about this one, and I do not incorporate them well enough. And you can see over here that there's some separate layer activity going on. I'm gonna address this with a red line. I can definitely see a copy paste over there, and personally, you don't say it, don't see it. The majority of the people who are even commissioning or wanting your art piece, they don't see it. But as an artist, me, the one who makes it, I get annoyed by just that little itty bitty thing. If I forget about it, like no. So in order not to forget about such things, even though trivial, I prefer to work on things in one piece. As for Lost Fire Dragon, I am not following the questions. RedOneArt, perhaps you can make something.
Yeah, I think he asked the question because he heard about layers, and then because he just joined. So I think that's why. But I think it's a good explanation. Yeah, for what I learned as well, the pros that you're saying, that's sort of what I learned as well when I went on that path of 2D artist, and I went the other way because I was scared eventually.
That's right. Here you see I have this phantom layer in the background. I'm trying to use the eraser, and that's not working over there. And then, oh no! But yeah, I was positioning the arm. I'm gonna flip these two back together. What do you want to say? Continue.
Yeah, I was saying like that of the pros and the cons of layers. Yeah, what you say in the end. I never noticed it, but then as well, I am more in the category of the person who would commission something and won't see that kind of little things. But I think indeed, if you're an artist as well that at least knows what you're doing, you will see those kind of layer.
And they're not wrong. I mean, really, it's even alright to leave those things in there for concept artists, for other artists who are puzzling and piecing their stuff together. Yeah, it's more than fine. It's just me. This is a personal preference, so I'm not gonna go discourage people here like you should be doing this or this way. This is just a personal preference that I have.
I think it's good feedback for people. Oh, and when you're showing like the format designs, and I know that we talked about it like last time when we removed it, but the AI generator like made something weird about our bow that she had.
Yeah.
So we removed it for a while. I don't know if we're gonna work on that, but I saw it when like we are doing the recap of what we're doing so far, and I was like, oh yes, you had a fucking awesome bow as well.
Yeah, that one is definitely coming back. Or at least I think I'm planning on having it back. Really depends on how this piece is going and flowing, because we're having a bit of a moment.
Yes.
I definitely do think a bow is in its place for this epic huntress.
Yeah, she is badass. So, like, if you encounter her like on the road on melee, but if you're trying to run, she's just going to take out her bow very calmly and she shoots you in your back.
It's like, you can get 360 feet away from me this instantly. Even Misty Step didn't work that good for you. Let me shoot you in the back.
Yep. She doesn't care. If you're like a coward who's going to run away,
you're
just a prey.
Yeah, she's just a backstabber for that reason. So, as well, and people could say like, oh, so she would not be fighting up front. Like both is good. I don't think she makes a difference between. Yeah, what you just explained.
Yeah, I don't think she is going to like put all her energy in chasing you down.
Nah.
She's too
only if she's
awesome
commissioned. Like if she needs to bring you back alive, then perhaps with a few broken bones here and there and tortured soul. If the commissioner was not very specific.
Oh, Endless Fire Dragon said a compliment in the chat. I don't know if you saw it, but
yes, I'm looking right now. I have to figure out a way to see my chat and the art at the same time, because I have to look away. Would it be rusty in some parts of the armor? Maybe. That's a good question. It is dark armor, so perhaps there is some rust going on. I'll get to that detailing later on.
It really depends, because we said about, yes, he keeps the scars in there.
Yep.
Because that says her victories, her battles.
Yeah.
But I also think that if she's really a warrior, she would take really good care of like rust part, because rust
is
can
a killer
hinder you
and destroyer
in battle.
of armor. And she can't have those rusty parts. That is a true thing over there. Thank you. I was debating the rust parts somewhere, but now you can convince me fair.
Yeah, it depends. Like, if she has an epic fight with maybe a rust monster, she will cap that part of the rust. But she is not going to be rusty because...
If it's not gonna inconvenience her. I mean, if it's like right in the particular shoulder parts, for example, she'd probably get rid of it.
Yeah. She will take good care of her equipment, because then her equipment will take good care of her.
Actually, exactly. A knight is only as good as his shining armor. Does that sound right? I just came up with that. Or at least I think I came up with that. Let's be honest, some stuff that you may think that you come up with already existed for a long time. Could be one of those things.
Yes.
But yeah. Sounds legitimate. Get rid of some of the sparks right over there and figure out something else. But yeah, then that could be nice.
Actually, a very good question, Lost Fire Dragon, because that would be things we should think about. But so part of her story as well, we could include that in. This is all like little details that cut her story.
Yes, to keep her spirits alive. As well as this random piece of bark that she took from a tree. Like epic.
Yes.
And then because it wasn't decorative enough, let's put some blood on that thing and make a skull. From the blood of my foes. I think this rock has really some nice touches. It's like sharp edges. Something the AI came up with. And it needs work and attention. And a little love. TCL, I guess.
Yeah.
Think about her niece as well, because this is a different design than what we see right over here. It's been slapped together. I have to even that one out. Whoop whoop. Meaning I get rid of this one. And I'll figure that one out later.
Yeah, because I do love the knee part on her. For her, it's her right knee. For us, the left on the moment, I guess.
Yeah.
Because of the sharper point, because I definitely see her giving you a knee punch and then.
Oh yeah,
kick,
absolutely. Yeah, knee kick, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, with the pointy metal just sticking into you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was also fretting about some of the helmet designs. But first, there is some absolutely something I've been itching to do and wait for. There's gonna be some scratches. Like, she fought against probably, would it be ancient or adult? What kind of dragon? Are we talking adult?
I would say adult because at this moment it's still possible to defeat her. So I would say adult dragon. But if you are keeping her alive for too long in this adventure, whatever you want to keep her in.
She's gonna go at it. She's gonna go. She's gonna grow along with the party and one of those returning foes that keeps on coming back. Like, defeat me once, shame on you for not killing me. Defeat me twice, shame on me for not killing you.
Yes, I would think that would be lovely. I know that if you're killing someone in campaign, like you bring someone to a 0 HP, mostly the monster is dead. But for some cases, I would advise DMs to, yes, it's to 0 HP, but let's either make that saving throws or give it another explanation that it's maybe not dying, maybe it's picked up if you're quickly leaving the room, maybe it's picked up by other members, maybe it makes a deal with the devil that she hears in her head while bleeding out.
Yeah, or that ancient dragon, maybe she has a dragon orb. And an evil dragon is keeping her alive, like, bloop, 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 this black dragon that, and that's why she thought she could face on another black dragon of its kind, but kind of failed over there, because she doesn't have control over this orb, this dragon orb, of dragonkind. Dragonkind. Addict. Because people become addicted to these things. Bloop. Makes her a formidable foe nonetheless. Don't you worry. Yeah, it might excuse her evil behavior.
That's definitely because chromatic dragons always want to have a superior power. Yeah, wants to be bigger than the rest, and she already thinks that because she's awesome. Duh. So it will really meld very well together with the aura of the the black dragon. But the one that's probably what mostly is in dragon orbs, for if you ask the lore, they are not they're ancient and then very ancient dragons in there.
Yep. So yeah, they are all mentally F ups, by the stars. My word, they are
and
a mess.
We already putting the spoilers for Descent into Avernus in there, so I can talk about this.
Yeah.
There is actually also a dragon orb already written in this adventure.
Oh, love it.
So
I love it.
We're getting, but there are 3 in existence, so it will be very fitting if this is the second one already, because then it would make already a more sense. So the second, the one that is already in the description, is in the 9 hells. So this one is on the material plane with her, and then we have like the one that is already in the story that's on the 9 hells. So where number 3 is, maybe we'll answer that question somewhere in the story. We're gonna continue, but for now it will be very interesting that there's already like one on the material plane, there's one on the 9 hells. Maybe we will come up with another place for the third one. Actually, that would be fitting if there was like 3 different places, but continuing on.
3 locations, and one is forever moving because it's on her person. She cannot sleep without this thing in her hand.
Oh, I want to search for this stuff now. I'm going to search for it. Maybe it will give us
it. Do it. Also, as for Lost Fire Dragon, mentioning fairy and then fairy dragon.
Fairy dragons are way too kind.
They are so
it's
nice.
Not that they're, like,
no. It's maybe there's some evil fairy dragons, I guess, but I want to stick to a little bit more of a traditional lore here. In the D&D verse, to not go too overboard. We're already doing some overboard parts there where it shouldn't be done, but I want to show the part right over here.
So for a little bit of a lore first before all the stats, like ancients passed on a different world even. Like there was elves and humans that waged a terrible war against evil dragons. When the world seemed doomed, the wizards of the Towers of High Sorcery came together and worked their greatest magic, forging 5 orbs of dragonkind, or dragon orbs, depending on how you know them, to help them defeat the dragons. 1 orb was taken to each of the 5 towers, and there they were used to speed the war towards a vicious end. The wizards used the orbs to lure dragons to them, and destroyed the dragons with powerful magic. As the Towers of High Sorcery fell in later ages, the orbs were destroyed or faded into legend, and only 3 are thought to survive. Their magic has been warped and twisted over the centuries, so although their primary purpose of culling dragons still functions, they also allow some measure of control over dragons. Each orb contains the essence of an evil dragon. Yes. For this one that we're drawing now, we are doing like an ancient black dragon. And a presence that resents any attempt to coax magic from it. Those lacking in force of personality might find themselves enslaved to an orb. And I think that scent is really, really nice for Kazzira, because Kazzira has a very strong personality of her own as well.
Yeah, so it's going to be in contradiction with everything, in conflict with the things she does, and that would be hilarious.
Mm-hmm. So, an orb itself is an etched crystal globe about 10 inches in diameter. When used, it grows about 20 inches in diameter, and mist swirls inside it. That's when you use it, it's not always the same. So, while attuned to the orb, you can use an action to peer into the orb's depths and speak its command word. You must then make a DC 15 charisma check. And on a successful check, you control the orb for as long as you remain attuned to it. On a failed check, you become charmed by the orb as long as you remain attuned to it. So it's like a 50-50 thing that you, like, either ways it goes good and you have control, or it goes bad and the orb has control, so the evil essence of the dragon that's inside. So, and while you are charmed by the orb, you can't voluntarily end your attunement to it, and the orb casts suggestion on you at will, which is a save of DC 18, so most low levels definitely won't make it.
Yeah, and that will be an on and off chance with Kazzira.
Yes.
Will people even notice if they switch?
Ends it desires. What do you said?
But would people even notice if this dragon makes a command of Kazzira and Kazzira does it? I think the only way to get this dragon to influence Kazzira properly with her to let her prey go. To piss her off. So the dragon would be doing good things to piss Kazzira off. Against its own nature.
Yeah. It really depends, because mostly an evil dragon also has its own agenda, so to say. Mostly.
It wants to be.
Okay, here's it already said some things. So the dragon assets within the orb might want many things. It could be the annihilation of a particular people or species, the freedom from the orb itself, to spread suffering in the world, or maybe to advance the worship of Tiamat, or maybe something else that the DM said. So if you are using this, and maybe we can come up with it, what is it that the ancient black dragon wants? For as far as I know, that the one that's written in the book already, it is freedom from the orb and like come into grace of Tiamat, like becoming her right hand, like so to say.
And not overthrow Tiamat herself. I mean, they're far older than Tiamat, or is Tiamat even older than?
No, Tiamat is older. Tiamat is the first. That's why she's the queen. Yeah, she's the queen of.
Number one,
indeed. And she has, of course, the power of all 5. Even if they are like Asians, she has 5 times the power of one Asian dragon. So that's as well.
right over there.
But because Tiamat, actually, the goal of Tiamat is mostly to let dragons rule the world. That's actually like get an age of dragons there on the world.
Yes,
Rule,
the era
not
of
even the
dragons.
world, but like the multiverse, so to say. She wants the rulership of everything. And for some times there was an age of dragons on the material plane that got destroyed because of like the orbs. There was a time that it was because of a disease that was in the world, set into the world, that made once in so many years the dragons go crazy, attack each other, attack their nest, that kind of stuff, so that the dragon kind didn't become too powerful. So that was a time on the material plane that the dragons were really, really powerful. There was also a time in like the 9 hells that Tiamat was the ruler of the first layer of hell. Even like 𝙏𝙧𝙩 said, like, Tiamat, you can rule now. That's fine. You have the first layer all to yourself. Right. That was quite an awesome thing. Yeah, she actually ruled it for some time. Until something changes, and I don't know if, like, at this point, that's why the whole story is going, of course. You have Zariel as the fallen angel, as ruler of hell. I don't know if Tiamat was before there, or that there was like an in-between with Bel, because Bel has also once been a ruler of the 9 hells. And it sometimes switches, because 𝙏𝙧𝙯 has like favorites, but you can also get out of grace with him.
I think he likes his holidays very much, and he's trying to find the right person to temporarily look over the scenery for him, so he can sit back and relax.
No.
Maybe it's just that. It's like... perhaps you could... there's also the chat. There is Lost Fire Dragon. Perhaps you can get that one.
Let's see. Would the dragon be an extra pendle creatures, or still consider it quadrupedal?
I'm not following. Sorry.
You know, I am pronouncing it very wrong. Yes. It has quadrupedal. That's how many legs and stuff. If it counts as a
you're talking about legs.
Quadruple. Yeah. Yes, the quadruple. I don't know how the pronunciation. Or he said, would it be considered that, or would the dragon be a hexapendal, like the one, because you have also the like the wings?
Yeah, do the wings count as legs in this particular case? I'd say it depends if the wings have the capability of grabbing someone and lifting them up, or if they are completely bat wings that you use to fly with and nothing else. So, depending. Really depends on someone's point of view in this case.
Yeah, there are dragon kinds that use the wings as that they also can grab things, but in the traditional sense of dragon, the wings are only for flying, so then I think it will still be considered quadrupedal. Quadrupedal.
Well, let me see, let me think. Hold up. I'm just gonna draw a very ugly, nasty dragon real quick. At least what I understand from a dragon to be standard dragon, like we have leg over here, over there, face, and wings. wings. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yes.
So that is 4 legs. And these are grabby hands. Like fingers, like human. It's not entirely human, but they can grab like humans. They have like the thumbs. To make them more annoying. At least that's what I understand as typical Eurasian dragon. So that's typical for the continent Europe to have a dragon be stereotype dragon. Yay!
Yes.
Sometimes horns, sometimes no. But this is what everybody thinks is a dragon. Pointy tail. If we're gonna go in terms of a more Asian dragon, then we have also flip horns. Floaty thingy, there's no wings. Sometimes whiskers. It's like grabby little hands. Grabby little hind legs. Long tail. And those hind legs are you have 2 of them. So in 4, sometimes, most of the times 4. Depending on how long the dragon is, I guess. It's like a big worm.
Yeah.
Make this easier. Bloop, bloop. And hair. Like manes. Really depends on the type of dragon again. But through these manes or the clouds that they create, they move through the air. They're a lot more enchanting in comparison to, or it got wings, it got flappy wings, sometimes a big belly, and it flops.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we compare those two, I mean, let that sink in.
It's also the very like opposite of like personality, because Europe dragons are like destroyers, monsters and stuff, while Eastern ones are mostly
can
the wise.
Also be good. Like there's good and evil.
Good. Yeah.
Evil also a thing, but for Europe it's always evil with capital E.
Capital E.
Yeah, A. Whew. Maybe there was once a good European dragon. I do not know, because Europeans were dead set on killing every dragon that they fought or saw. It's like, is there really a good dragon? Did good dragons in the continent of Europe exist even? I have not done research to that part of the thing, but yeah.
No.
So, yeah. And I overread the word pedal there, but yeah. It's like bipedal is for humans.
Yes. And as long as like the wings are not being used as extra like grabbing parts, I think most dragons are quadrup. Oh man, don't let me pronounce that word again. You know, the one with the 4 legs.
I have to think about pentakill somehow. It's like League of Legends pops into my head, and it's not quadruple. It's quadrupedal. Oh, this word is really getting to me too. This yeah, it's like it's a bit of a mixture in Latin, I think. Quadra. Yeah. Oh. Let's move on to our dragonology. That's fun. Because we also have what people know as wyvern. And that one has wings.
Yes.
And it's like a worm. And it has a head, like wee. Sometimes it has horns too. And in D&D, without the horns, we have a messenger snake. Kind of like a tiny snake. But yeah, wyvern typically has this is, by the way, not entirely a wyvern. I'm not yet done. Sorry. Flip horns, and it has legs. Whee!
Yes.
Grabby hands. Sometimes, not always. But it can do the flying thing. And without the legs, it becomes something else. And it's not a wyvern, and I forget the name. But there's a name for this type. I think it was worm.
Yeah, I think so. I know that Drake is the one without wings.
Oh yeah, that's the one that's like the fatso that's
has
on
everything.
Land. Like, I'm a belly shoving alligator that's too fancy for a alligator, but supposed to be a dragon with horns.
Yes.
Drake. Worm, but if it has legs, it becomes wyvern. Well, that to decide are dragons. Dragon doodles. Random. Dragons. Time to bring in that mace and think about it. Don't worry, I got it. Now flip. I do not got it. Undo that one and move it vertically. Oops.
Yeah.
No, it's still not gonna go the way I wanted to, so cancel. Yeah, I'm gonna grab it a different way. And cut. And paste. I think I might want to move Kazzira a wee bit. I'm gonna go this way. And I am definitely gonna change those chains over there. Aha.
Yeah, it looks now like the bow on the end, or the spike, depending on what we're gonna make it, is very heavy, so that the
or stuck in the ground. And that could be another hilarious thing. I'd have to move that into perspective a wee bit more. This one. Like dragging it over the floor. Could be. It could be a thing. It makes for an interesting pose. I'll think about it. Now let's go brush up that mace for a bit. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Oh, there's so much to be done for a mace, actually. Sometimes I just wonder if she bonked anyone so hard over the head that it kind of got a dent into her mace. Like she's hitting up on armor from someone else or hitting a dragon. Like I hit a dragon so hard it gave a dent in my mace. That's how dense the dragon's hide was.
Oh yeah, I think so. Maybe it broke off like one of like the spikes that was on it.
Maybe a little chip over here. I want to make absolutely sure that there's a spike over here as well. And
yes.
Here.
Because that's how World designs. He can damage you with like everything. A shoulder, a knee, a normal weapon, because everything.
Everything blimey hurts.
Mm-hmm.
100 Ways to Die.
Ooh, that would be a awesome nickname.
I'm the knight of 100 Ways to Die. Or 100 deaths. Well.
Ooh, 100 deaths. And we have a villain with the first nickname.
Hold up. The knight of 100 or 1,000?
Oh, let me make it 1,000 because you know we can.
Yep, 0. But doesn't usually people, and I when I host for parties, people start to ask like, oh, how do you mean that? Is that like you died 1,000 times, like you're the immortal knight? I don't even think as for Kazzira she would be replying to that. She'd just probably yell and attack.
Yeah, and then it's 1,001 dead. No,
yeah, like adding up the numbers.
She's not gonna explain that to you.
Just gonna say kill list over here. Kill list track record. There. Alright, so we have this amazing maze right over here that needs just a little bit of attention here, there. The ID that matters.
Yes.
I'm still a little bit stuck on the whole iron cannonball thingy stuck in the ground. Not sure about that. Could also be, you know, having a twirl and a twist of it. Bloop. I had some effect brushes. They were right over here. Somewhere. Let's do that again. Let's do that again from this point of view. Now. Nope.
I think, by the way, that the effect brush is really doing their job.
Yeah, they are. There. Now I'll still have to clean out a rocky formation in front of Kazzira, and then probably, considering the time, we may have to add part 4 and then some.
Yeah, Oh, we mind that so much, of course.
Oh wow, it's so horrible to draw more of Kazzira and see this picture complete. Terrible.
So terrible.
I want the rocky formation to be more straightforward. Like, I do not mind the swirl, but I think the more motion I put toward the character design itself, which pointing up and everything leading toward Kazzira, even though pointing everything in the picture, even weapons, items, I want it all to point back at parts of her. So wherever your eye wanders, you always go back to Kazzira. Maybe some loose pebbles in front. And as for Lost Fire Dragon in chat, I'm just reading this. Let's do agree or disagree. Personally, I disagree on that one.
Yeah, it is like really.
I know that they use their tail and that they really use their tail quite craftily. Like there's really remarkable uses thereof. But I'm not gonna count it as a limb to actually move with. They do not use it to move, they use it to lean on. So it's more of a support.
Yeah, like it's not like a bird that's really like steering with it. Because that's why a bird is tri-paddle because of the tail that he's using to move through the air. That's why
I did not know that. Thank you for the information.
Yeah, I thought so. I'm not 100% sure.
I thought they were aerial, and then I never thought any further of it. Like they're aerial. They have wings. They have 2 legs, so bipedal, technically speaking. But I haven't looked that one up, so I do not know. Do know that a kangaroo doesn't use his tail, or for this matter, if I'm assuming the third leg is here, the tail, hardy heart. So, but yeah, that's maybe also a personal opinion. I could be wrong.
Let me see what. Okay, I'm using now Wikipedia as a source. It's maybe not the best, but
dangerous.
Dangerous. Okay, so what it says: tripedalism, like, is locomotion by the use of 3 limbs. It has been said that parrots display tripedalism during climbing gait, which was tested and proven in 2022 paper on the subject, making parrots the only creature to truly use tripedal forms of locomotion. Okay, so that was what I was reading before.
So does it use its beak? Because it's using its beak as a grabber.
Yes, but a beak is not a limb, and I think it's only counting as a limb. So, but it was now said that they use the tail specifically as, I think. But it could also be like the beak. I don't know official, but apparently it's the only creatures to truly use the tripedal form of locomotion. So that's special, I guess.
Yeah. That's real special. I didn't know that about parrots. I did know that their beak, is considered their third, like a hand, because they use it for so many things, making tools and using tools if they get the chance. They're very nifty creatures.
Yes. Okay. So then, indeed, on the case if like a tail counts as so kangaroos are not tripedalism, like they don't use that.
It would be hilarious though. I totally imagine a kangaroo propelling itself forward using its tail like a helicopter. I have no clue. This image is in my mind right now. Absolutely. Those are the dragons. That was the mace. Flip. Well, we can make something beautiful out of this. Can I use this one? For layer. And we have this spiked ball right over here. And this also gives away that the chains are heavy. I think that will do. The cat is not counting as a view, but very supportive. Lost fire dragon. It's adorable.
Oh, nice that she's watching as well.
Yeah, I just heard that you were on the phone, sneaky wiki.
Yeah. Yes, I hear you like the type. I was like very careful. I'm searching things on my computer. I'm searching things on my phone. It's very I'm happy to keep multiple tabs open on multiple when I'm doing research.
Oh, yeah,
but I forgot
absolutely.
that one of the two didn't put the thing on, so that was a mistake by my part.
Oh no, it's not a mistake. You're using just devices that you have to search with.
Yeah,
there's no mistake there. It's funny. Alright, so we have a spike ball right over there. We have a mace design. I'm gonna make a brief concession right over there. Save layer. Gotta get rid of these notes. I'm also gonna think about whether or not Kazzira would be the type of person to announce herself in the room. I think depends. If she has a lazy day and she just wants to go for the killing shot, she probably goes for an attack. At least that's what I imagined. Like, nah, this is like I've been summoned on my holiday and you're bothering me right now, and I'm dealing with this bounty, so I don't think she'd be talkative. But yeah, I don't see her sneaking as well. Not entirely, not with that amount of armor.
But she doesn't have to. I mean,
No.
She's of the approach of like, get there, hit somebody, and go.
Yeah. It's like I come in, I hit, I smash, and then I go. She doesn't do well with goodbyes and hellos. Like hit and smash. Instead of a hit and run, it's
Exactly.
a hit and smash. It's coming along like a fine piece. I fixed the arm, so that looks a little dauntier. Something to do with this arm right over here. And I had some helmet issues too, but I'll probably address that next session. We're having lovely sessions of Kazzira shaping together.
Indeed, and I think it also be like maybe even a lovely cover or front for like if you're gonna put them on like into one piece.
Yes. Let me see. Maybe you can answer chat for a bit, so I can focus on the final 4 minutes that we still have left.
Let we see. Okay, lost fire sets, but not with those chains. Very difficult weapon to wield. I don't think it's for her. Her strength, we talked about it like before, but let's get her stats. Yeah, she is above average strong. So I don't think we have to be very careful about that. She has a strength that is going like barbarian paladin, like going for, in terms of Dungeons and Dragons, she has a ability score of 16 for her strength. So that's really, really high. So the little bit heavy ball in the end, that's only to maybe even balance her, because otherwise her blows are like getting her even off guard, because she's putting so much strength behind it. And will it have reach? Maybe like just having the 5 feet that she's other doing with the smashing, I would say. So you can just use continually the stats of the mace, but then the backhand. Maybe even she has like there's a feature that has a feat that's called Pole Arm Master, that you can use the back of, for example, a spear or a quarterstaff to do extra damage as a bonus action, and that's exactly where this mace is being made for. Like you have first hit the mace normally, then use Pole Arm Master to swing it around and get some extra damage as your bonus action.
Good for crowd control. If there's people behind her, she probably used the front to hit the people in the front, and the back to hit the people in the back with a swing. That's nice. And
that's why I'm saying, like, if you swing the handle, the chains will not get in the way. Depending, I guess, on how you will handle it. But she has tricks. She has already learned to wield this weapon like many times. You can even say that like she can use the arm with the shield maybe to get one of the chains, to get it in the way, depending on what her fighting style at that moment would be, because I think she is a very capable woman to adjust to the situation. And yes, I think it would definitely be something to try out. I don't have this weapon lying around, so sadly I can't do it. But if somebody has and wants to make a little video trying to show how you can fight with this weapon, put it in Discord.
You have to think of it like a nunchuck. It's like a stick, but then with a chain to the end.
Yeah. I think that's like indeed the best fighting style going close.
Yeah, so it is possible. I dare people to do it. Do it. Don't hurt yourself, but do it.
Mm-hmm.
Most important thing. It's pointy point broken. We have 1 more minute to go. And there were some helmet adjustments that I wanted to make. Didn't get to that. I still have to figure out a wee bit of a good way to get that chainmail going, because I just put a blur brush on it and we can kind of guess what it is, but I want to make it more obvious, clear. Maybe that needs some red or not. Anywho, we're gonna go see how far we got, because this is where we are right now. Compared to where we started. At least that's here.
Some little kiddo. Ooh. We want to see the changes.
Whip. Not quite, not quite. I picked the wrong layer.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't have like the
notes,
the weapon
scribbles.
in this one.
correct. I'm gonna make that one a little bit less big.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely see that the arm is a way better fit there.
Yeah, I've been rebuilding, reshaping the armor a wee bit. So yeah. As for the accent color, I am gonna go for an all jet black helmet is what I wanted. I did give it some accent color in the very beginning, give it some gold and metal shinies, but I think I'm just gonna fit it in with the rest of her suit, like it's one piece.
Yeah.
So we've turned the mace upside down and had the chain lingering behind her, altered the rock that she sets foot upon, gave her a bit of a steady shoe. We still have to work on those kneecaps.
Yes, that's still on the list.
So yeah, there's a couple of items on the list. Maybe a little bit of a cape with the chains and bringing back that awesome bow.
Yeah. I'm also very excited about that one.
Yes, and of course a couple of helmet designs that I intended on going by. Because, yeah, there's the bucket helmet. I love a bucket helmet. But I want to experiment a little more with it. Like, how would it melt and what would the effects of a acid blast be on it?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Sadly, we don't have a laboratory that we can actually try this out, but... That would be awesome.
I have a solid idea of what would happen when you have acid thrown on top of it, but she got it directly into the face, so it moves probably back. It's a acid breath. So just for the reference for people, real quick, I'm gonna use green because green is usually seen with acid for some reason. Acidic. This way. Not too clear. So it goes this way. That's like the fire breath full to the face. So it probably has some melting that goes that way. Instead of going face down. Unless the dragon flew over and got her top down, that could be another case. Then the helmet would look fairly different in comparison to how it looks right now.
Yeah.
Would the helmet be stuck to her face? Find out next time.
Yeah, we're definitely going to think about that.
Yeah, we're going to think about that. I'm going to see if one of my pals is online to throw this chat to her.
Oh, to right.
Nope.
Yes.
There is no one currently streaming as well. So we're just going to end this one for tonight. Stay tuned and just let us sink in. Is she stuck in her helm? Whoa. Who knows?